On everyone. So Darvin Ham has been a real problem this year for the Los Angeles Lakers. He's just not getting it done as far as a head coach goes. He appears to have lost the Los Angeles Lakers in many ways. I mean, LeBron James is out here giving his little cryptic tweets and his passive aggressive self. You have Anthony Davis footage of him getting up, walking away from Darvin Ham in frustration. You have LeBron James with the side eye. You have all these players just kind of throwing little subtle tweets and stuff, or just snide remarks and interviews and things, praising other teams' coaches, criticizing their coach, and it's just becoming this growing issue. And it's unfortunate, but I just don't see the Lakers truly letting go of Darvin Ham this season. If they do, I'm all for it. I think they should, but problem is, like, who are they going to get? Who is going to be that upgrade? You kind of want to have an idea or know, like, who's going to be your long-term solution before you go and make that type of move. Again, look at the Milwaukee Bucks. They fire Adrian Griffin, but they saw Doc Rivers as, like, okay, he's the long-term answer, and he got a long-term deal, right? You go and you're going to put Phil Handy into the driver's seat, which it may work, but if it doesn't, and even if it does kind of work, is he the long-term answer as a guy that's never been a head coach? Again, it raises a lot of questions. But the Lakers appear to be kind of just lost with Darvin Ham. It looks like, personally, the team has just completely given up on him. And to me, the biggest clue of the team is just done and has essentially given up is the lack of defense that we have seen in the month of January specifically. The last 4 games alone, the Lakers have given up 135 or more points. They currently are the 15th best defense or defensive rating, 15th in the league, averaging 115 points per 100 possessions, which just isn't good. A couple weeks ago, the Lakers were in the top 10, teetering back and forth between like 11th and at times 7th. And there was a point in this season where it looked like the Lakers were going to be creeping into that top 5, maybe even better. And the Lakers have just done a complete 180, have gone backwards. It's going in the tank. Ever since winning the in-season tournament, the Lakers have just gotten worse and worse. And as I mentioned, the last 4 games, the Lakers have given up at least 135 or more. But if you look at the month of January as a whole, I mean, they're giving up nearly 120 plus game in and game out, right? Just to kind of go through some of them, right? In the Atlanta loss, they gave up 138. Rockets lost 135. Warriors, they won. And to be fair, it was a double OT game, but still 144 points they gave up is a lot of points. The Bulls win, right? They gave up 132. The Clippers lost. They gave up 127. The Utah Jazz lost. They gave up 125. The Suns lost. They gave up 127. The 1-point win against the Raptors, they gave up 131. The loss to the Memphis Grizzlies, they gave up 127. That is a terrible, terrible track record for the Lakers. They are giving up 120 plus points regularly. And they've just completely just given up on the defensive side. I mean, look at like last year's team even, right? Post-trade, we ended up creeping into, the top 3. We were, from post-trade, one of the best teams defensively in the league. A lot of that was Jared Vanderbilt. And yes, Jared Vanderbilt took a little while to return to form, but he's back. He's been great. He's been excellent. But you look at like last year's roster, and it's like, outside of Dennis Schroeder and Anthony Davis, you didn't really have much defenders. You were a small team with a bunch of guards. Darvin Ham was running 3-4 guard lineups, and the Lakers were still serviceable defensively. They were still in most of the games. I mean, the Lakers are getting blown out nightly at this point, right? Almost all of their losses are double-digit losses or just complete blowout losses. At least last year's team was in most of the games, especially late. They just had a hard time closing games. They gave effort and energy on times. The defense, that was the thing. That was the thing, right? Darvin Ham was always a defensive coach, right? He's an expert in the defense side of things. He's going to get this team to be one of the best defensive teams in the league. He's not good strategizing offenses, right? He can get the offenses serviceable, but he's more so just like, hey, give the ball to LeBron and let him figure it out, right? LeBron is the offensive system, but defensively, we're going to be the best team. And you look at going into the offseason, it was like, man, this team is big. They're sizable. They got versatility on all sides of things, right? Gabe Vincent, although he's been out, but it was like, okay, you got your point of attack, you got your Schroeder replacement, but now you're adding in Cam Reddish, who, don't get me wrong, he's been amazing for us defensively. Taurean Prince is a serviceable defender, right? Austin Reeves last season, which now he just has been our worst defensive player, and more teams are starting to target him on the defensive side. And it's like, so Taurean Prince has been basically obsolete defensively. Austin Reeves has basically been obsolete defensively, right? Christian Wood has been serviceable, but he barely ever plays. Rui at the 4 can be. He barely ever plays, right? The problem is that this team was supposed to be good defensively. No, maybe not number one, maybe not even top 2, 3, 4, but at least at worst top 10 defensively, at worst, top 7 defensively. And yet the Lakers they're not. And look, don't get me wrong. If the Lakers get a significant trade, right, you go and you trade for a DeJounte Murray, right? I think you need more than just DeJounte, but let's just say you just get DeJounte. That'll help tremendously just because he's an all-star level player. His talent, his athleticism, his versatility, his ability to just go get a bucket, right? He's in like the 75 percentile as far as like pull-ups, things like that go. He is, though, in like the 35 percentile as far as finishing at the rim goes. That's terrible. But he's a guy that can generate offense, make plays for others. And the idea is that he would be an upgrade defensively. Provide a point of attack defender. You add him with Jared Vanderbilt and Anthony Davis. Also, a lot of it, too, is Darvin Ham not starting Jared Vanderbilt. That doesn't help at all, right? Like the starting 5 from last year that we were supposed to be playing and carrying over actually has a really good defensive rating, yet the Lakers decide or Darvin Ham, not the Lakers, Darvin Ham decides, hey, it's not a good idea to start that starting 5. We have to have Taurean Prince in the lineup, and we have to do things like that, which I think is crazy. When it's like, you know what the answer is. Like, to put it in perspective, like D'Lo, Reeves, Vanderbilt, LeBron, and Davis has a defensive rating of 88.9, which would be number 1 in the league. They haven't played a ton of minutes and a ton of games together, primarily because of Darvin Ham. But the Lakers would be, in theory, right, the best defensive team in the league if they went that route, even with Austin Reeves elements. Now, if you were able to add in a DeJounte Murray, who, again, in theory, should be a better defender than either Austin Reeves or D'Angelo Russell, and you still start Jared Vanderbilt, which, again, does Darvin Ham do that? Well, now the Lakers may end up being a top defensive team and better offensively, and maybe that, again, just DeJounte Murray by himself could have a significant impact to kind of right the ship a little bit. Not to mention just, that guy coming in that's not dealing with the drama. He hasn't, the coach hasn't lost him because he hasn't been coached by that guy. And he's coming in and, the excitement from the players like a LeBron and AD, Reeves or D'Lo, whichever one they end up keeping, and guys in general, right? Like, you have that freshness. Like, oh man, DeJounte's coming. He's going to be huge. He's going to be impactful. DeJounte is going to come in. He's going to be given 110%. He's going to be trying to do everything he can do, right? You could have this moment where your season just completely gets turned around. Problem is, does that moment last? Or do you reach this point where now DeJounte Murray kind of gets consumed by the virus that is Darvin Ham? That's a real problem. That's a real question. And it's frustrating because if Darvin Ham, the one thing that he is best at, which is getting defense and getting the effort and energy from the players, and he's not even capable of doing that, then why is he still here is the problem. Again, I don't believe that the Lakers fire him this season, unless it gets like real ugly, which, I mean, it very well could. I mean, if we're being honest, it very well could, right? Today's February 1st, and you got the Boston Celtics, the New York Knicks, and then after the Knicks, you have the Nuggets and the Pelicans. You have the Hornets in between, but then the Nuggets and the Pelicans, and you may be shorthanded depending on the type of trade you make. I mean, the Lakers could be 4 or 5 games under 500 by the time you get a trade done and you make a trade. And it's like, are you really keeping Darvin Ham if that happens? Are you really like, so what? You're gonna go make the trades, and then Darvin Ham hopefully, can kind of turn the season around with that. But then the problem is like, okay, let's say, just argument's sake, right? Let's say the Lakers trade for DeJounte Murray, Dorian Finney-Smith. Let's say they pull off like a great trade, right? And they get DeJounte Murray, Dorian Finney-Smith, Royce O'Neal, and they go get like a Nick Richards. Again, just examples. We're just roll with me here. I'm not saying that they'll even get all those guys that they can or anything like that. But let's say they do something like that. And you go basically solve all your problems. You go get that third star, that all-star level player. You get 2 3-and-D style guys that you could slot in to your starting lineup if you wanted to. And you get a excellent backup big man that can play alongside Anthony Davis, but also behind Anthony Davis. So you basically have a perfect roster. You're still deep. You're still talented. You're ready to go, right? Rob Pelinka pulls off the Rob magic, right? And what happens if the Lakers do make, like, say, the Western Conference again, right? That's 2 years in a row that Darvin Ham has led a team or has been part of a team in the Western Conference. Or what if you make it to the finals? Now, Darvin Ham, in his first year, has been the head coach of a team to go to the conference finals, and then was a head coach that went to the NBA finals. Or you win an NBA champion, right? Now Darvin Ham in his second year just was the head coach to a team that won an NBA championship. Do the Lakers fire him if that happens? I don't believe that they would. I think the only way Darvin Ham gets fired is if the Lakers fall like abysmal, right? And it's like, all right, season's basically over. We're a play-in team. The best we could do was, like, if we're lucky, the 8th seed, and we're a play-in team, right? So might as well get rid of Darvin Ham. Maybe we get that new coach bump, right, to push for that 8th seed and then get to the playoffs, and then whatever happens, happens. Or the Lakers miss the playoffs, or they end up losing in like the first round. If anything other than that happens, I could see the Lakers giving Darvin Ham another chance. Because again, it's like, okay, 2 years in a row, this head coach has gotten to the playoffs and gone to the conference finals, or in his first year went to the conference finals, second year went to the NBA finals, or won a finals in his second year. That's what's concerning, right? And look, a trade can mask a lot of things. You saw that last year, right? The Lakers got a trade, and all of a sudden, Darvin Ham looked like an excellent coach. Lakers are winning. They get to the playoffs. Like, Darvin Ham's out coaching the Grizzlies and Steve Kerr with the Warriors. And man, we might actually win a championship here. And then you get into this season, and it's same old story as last season. And then you're going to go get a trade, and you're going to make a trade. And look, talent and energy and effort and freshness changed a lot. And now, all of a sudden, Lakers are back. Lakers going, like, let's say they go on like an 8-game win streak or something like that, right? Because you just got another all-star. You just got a couple complimentary pieces, right? Lakers are cruising. All of a sudden, we're the 7th seed again, right? We're a game and a half, 2 games out of this 6th seed. Oh, no, Lakers might make the play. Oh, we made the playoffs. Not as a play-in team, right? Oh, we make the conference finals. Oh, man, we lost in a tough 7, right? But why would we fire the head coach? He just made it to the conference finals twice. I don't know. It's just something that's concerning. It really is. It really is. Because I think Darvin Ham needs to go. You know, he's a great guy. But I'm not here for guys that are great. I'm here for coaches that are great. So we need a coach that is great. But time will tell. Anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? Do you agree with my points? That, the defense is kind of the proof in the pudding that Darvin Ham has lost to this team. Do you think no? Again, however you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I would love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. Lets me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.